Ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. How many of you are working hard every day, sacrificing time, energy, and even sleep, only to see your money vanish before you even realize it? Controlling your spending is not just about limiting purchases or pinching pennies. It is a mindset, a discipline, and a conscious approach to handling every dollar that comes into your life. Many people work tirelessly day after day, investing hours, energy, and even their health into earning money, only to see it disappear almost as quickly as it arrives. This happens because they have not taken the time to understand the power of money as a tool rather than a reward. Every dollar that leaves your hand should have a purpose, a destination, and a reason that aligns with your long-term goals. When you fail to control your spending, you surrender your financial freedom and put your future at the mercy of momentary desires and societal pressures. The first step to controlling your spending is awareness. You must know exactly how much money comes in, how much goes out, and what it is going toward. Without this knowledge, it is impossible to make intelligent decisions about your finances. Many people have the illusion of wealth because they earn a good income, but in reality, they are trapped in a cycle of living paycheck to paycheck, paying for things they do not need, and accumulating financial stress. Awareness creates control, because once you see where your money is going, you can identify the leaks, the unnecessary expenditures, and the habits that drain your resources. Controlling spending also requires discipline and the ability to differentiate between wants and needs. The human mind is naturally drawn to instant gratification, to the appeal of something shiny, trendy, or luxurious. But giving in to every impulse is a fast track to financial instability. Discipline means saying no to the momentary pleasure of spending on non-essential items and saying yes to long-term goals such as savings, investments, and security. It is not about depriving yourself, but about making conscious choices that serve your future. For instance, instead of buying the latest gadget or expensive clothes, you could invest that money in something that grows over time, like an education, a business opportunity, or a financial instrument that earns interest. This shift in perspective transforms money from something you consume into something you use strategically to build your life. Another crucial aspect of controlling spending is planning and budgeting. Without a plan, money flows freely in directions that may seem necessary at the moment, but ultimately do not contribute to your objectives. A budget is not a restriction, it is a guide. It allows you to allocate resources for essentials, savings, investments, and even enjoyment, but within a framework that ensures you remain in control. By following a plan, you prevent impulsive decisions and can measure your progress toward financial goals. Over time, this habit strengthens your ability to manage resources, develop patience, and make thoughtful choices. Controlling spending is also closely tied to understanding your values and priorities. When you know what truly matters to you, it becomes easier to resist the distractions of consumer culture and the pressure to conform to societal expectations. Many people spend money to impress others or keep up with trends, but these choices rarely lead to genuine fulfillment. Aligning spending with personal values ensures that every financial decision supports your vision of life and contributes to your overall well-being. Ultimately, controlling spending is about empowerment. It is about taking charge of your finances rather than letting them dictate the terms of your life. It allows you to save for emergencies, invest in opportunities, and create a foundation of stability that will support your dreams. When spending is controlled, money becomes a servant working for you, not a master demanding constant attention. Developing this habit requires awareness, discipline, planning, and a clear understanding of values. But the result is freedom, security, and the ability to direct your life toward meaningful success. Investing wisely is not simply about putting money into stocks, real estate, or businesses. It is a mindset, a strategy, and a commitment to using your resources in a way that builds lasting value and creates financial freedom. Too many people earn money only to spend it as quickly as it comes, without understanding the power of letting their resources grow over time. When you invest wisely, you allow your money to work harder than you do. You transform it from a tool that only serves your present into a force that secures your future. The key principle of investing wisely is understanding that money has potential beyond its immediate use. It can generate returns, create opportunities, and provide the foundation for a life of security, independence, and influence. The first step toward wise investing is education. Knowledge is the most valuable asset in any financial endeavor. You must understand the instruments available, the risks involved, and the expected returns. Blindly following trends, tips, or popular advice often leads to disappointment and loss. Wise investors take the time to research, study, and gain insight into how money grows and multiplies, so that every decision is intentional and strategic. Investing wisely also requires a long-term perspective. Many people are tempted by short-term gains, thinking that quick profits will solve their problems. However, true wealth is rarely built overnight. It is created through consistent, deliberate actions over time. Compounding is one of the most powerful principles in investing. By putting your money into ventures or assets that grow steadily, reinvesting returns, and exercising patience, you allow small contributions to accumulate into substantial wealth. The earlier you start, the greater the impact of compounding. This requires discipline and the ability to resist immediate gratification in favor of long-term growth. Patience is not passive, it is active commitment to a plan that secures your future. Another important aspect of investing wisely is diversification. Placing all your resources into a single asset or opportunity is risky. Diversification spreads your investments across multiple avenues: stocks, real estate, businesses, education, or even intellectual property, so that if one area falters, the others can sustain your growth. Diversification is not about being cautious for the sake of fear. It is about strategically positioning yourself to maximize potential while minimizing unnecessary risk. Wise investors constantly assess their portfolio, balance opportunities, and adjust strategies to align with changing circumstances without losing sight of their ultimate goals. Investing wisely also extends beyond financial assets. Your time, energy, skills, and knowledge are equally valuable resources that can be invested. Learning new skills, attending workshops, gaining certifications, or expanding your network are forms of investment that increase your capacity to earn, lead, and create impact. Many people overlook this aspect, focusing solely on money while ignoring the ways personal growth can yield exponential returns in all areas of life. Every effort you invest in yourself multiplies your potential and positions you for greater opportunities. Moreover, investing wisely requires emotional discipline. Fear, greed, impatience, or impulsiveness often lead to poor decisions that destroy value rather than create it. Wise investors maintain a clear mind, follow their strategies, and avoid making choices based on temporary emotions or social pressure. They understand that investing is not a gamble, but a calculated exercise in responsibility and foresight. Ultimately, investing wisely is about creating a foundation for financial independence, security, and the ability to pursue your purpose without constraint. It allows you to generate passive income, protect against uncertainty, and leverage opportunities that can transform your life. When you invest with knowledge, patience, and discipline, your money ceases to be a fleeting resource and becomes a powerful tool for building lasting wealth, expanding your influence, and shaping the life you desire. Delaying instant gratification is one of the most powerful habits a person can develop, yet it is also one of the most challenging. In a world that constantly tempts us with immediate pleasures, quick fixes, and impulsive rewards, the ability to resist short-term satisfaction in favor of long-term gains separates those who achieve true success from those who struggle endlessly. Many people fail to reach their potential because they allow momentary desires to dictate their decisions. They spend money they do not have, consume resources they cannot replace, and trade long-term security for fleeting comfort. Delaying gratification is not about self-denial or deprivation. It is about making conscious choices that honor your future more than your present impulses. When you learn to postpone a small, temporary pleasure, you open the door to greater rewards that are sustainable, meaningful, and life-changing. The principle is simple. Every moment you resist an unnecessary urge and invest that energy, time, or resource into something productive, you are planting seeds for a stronger, more secure future. The practice of delaying gratification requires discipline. Discipline is the bridge between knowing what is important and acting on it consistently. Without it, knowledge alone is powerless. Many people know they should save, invest, or focus on long-term goals, yet they succumb to the temptation of spending on things that bring immediate joy, but no lasting value. Each impulsive decision chips away at potential, keeping them trapped in cycles of short-term thinking and financial instability. Developing the ability to delay gratification strengthens character, builds resilience, and creates the mental and emotional control necessary for success. It teaches patience, endurance, and the understanding that lasting achievements require time, effort, and strategic planning. Delaying gratification also cultivates vision. When you are able to say no to the lure of immediate pleasure, you are able to focus on what truly matters: the bigger picture, your long-term goals, and the legacy you wish to leave. It shifts your mindset from reactionary living to intentional living. Instead of being controlled by whims and desires, you become the master of your decisions, directing your energy and resources toward outcomes that multiply over time. This is particularly important in financial matters, where the temptation to spend can undermine future security. By prioritizing investments, savings, and growth over short-term indulgence, you create opportunities that far exceed the satisfaction of any instant purchase. Furthermore, delaying gratification develops self-confidence and self-reliance. When you consistently make choices that honor long-term objectives, you prove to yourself that you have control over your impulses and your circumstances. This self-mastery builds trust in your own ability to manage challenges, take calculated risks, and navigate uncertainty. Over time, the small victories of saying no to momentary pleasure accumulate into a powerful sense of empowerment that fuels motivation and persistence. People who practice delayed gratification consistently outperform those who seek immediate rewards because they understand that meaningful success is rarely instant, and enduring rewards require patience, foresight, and action. Another critical aspect of delaying gratification is learning to differentiate between value and desire. Many temptations appeal to vanity, status, or social pressure rather than true need. By evaluating whether a choice contributes to long-term goals or merely satisfies a passing impulse, you develop clarity, discernment, and strategic thinking. This skill applies not only to finances, but to relationships, time management, and personal growth. The principle remains the same: prioritize what advances your life over what entertains it temporarily. Ultimately, delaying instant gratification is a cornerstone of personal and financial growth. It allows you to invest in yourself, your future, and your potential in ways that immediate pleasures never can. By exercising patience, practicing discipline, and staying focused on your vision, you unlock opportunities, build resilience, and create the foundation for success that lasts a lifetime. Tracking your money is one of the most fundamental yet overlooked principles of financial success. Many people earn a decent income, work long hours, and even save diligently, yet they never achieve the financial stability or growth they desire because they are unaware of where their money actually goes. Without tracking, money becomes like water slipping through your fingers, leaving you frustrated, stressed, and constantly chasing financial security. To track your money effectively is to take full responsibility for your financial life. It begins with awareness, the conscious effort to know exactly how much money is coming in, where it is being spent, and how each expense aligns with your goals. Awareness is power, and without it, you cannot make informed decisions. When you fail to track your money, you surrender control, allowing unconscious habits, societal pressures, and impulsive behaviors to dictate your financial reality. Every unmonitored expense, no matter how small, accumulates over time and erodes your wealth. Tracking your money requires discipline and consistency. It is not enough to glance at your bank balance once in a while or hope that spending will naturally balance out. You must actively record every income, expense, and financial commitment. This can be done through budgeting tools, financial apps, spreadsheets, or even a simple notebook. The key is to maintain clarity and precision so that nothing is left unaccounted for. By doing this, you begin to see patterns where you overspend, which habits are draining your resources, and which areas of your life provide unnecessary financial stress. Once these patterns are identified, you can take deliberate action to correct them, redirect funds to more productive areas, and eliminate waste. Knowledge of your money gives you control over it, and control over money gives you freedom in life. Another vital aspect of tracking your money is prioritization. Many people spend on what they want in the moment, ignoring what they truly need in the long term. By tracking every dollar, you can allocate resources according to your priorities: essentials, savings, investments, and even leisure, but within a framework that ensures financial growth. When every expense is evaluated against your objectives, you are no longer a passive participant in your finances. You become an active manager, consciously shaping your future. Prioritization also helps prevent debt accumulation. By knowing where your money goes, you can avoid borrowing to cover unnecessary expenses, thereby protecting your financial stability. Tracking your money also creates accountability. When you monitor your finances, You hold yourself responsible for every decision. This accountability builds awareness of spending habits, promotes discipline, and encourages smarter financial choices. It transforms money management from a vague concept into a tangible process where you can measure progress and celebrate milestones. People who track their money consistently are able to spot opportunities for saving, investing, and growth that others miss because they are blind to the flow of their finances. Furthermore, tracking money provides peace of mind. Financial uncertainty is a major source of stress for many individuals, and knowing exactly where your resources stand can reduce anxiety and provide clarity. When you can see your income, expenses, and investments clearly, you can plan for emergencies, anticipate future needs, and make informed decisions without fear or hesitation. Tracking also enhances long-term vision, allowing you to set realistic goals, measure progress, and adjust strategies as needed. It is the foundation for building wealth, achieving financial independence, and ultimately creating a life of security and purpose. Ultimately, tracking your money is about ownership and empowerment. It is about understanding that financial freedom is not a result of how much you earn, but how well you manage and direct every dollar you have. By consistently monitoring your finances, you gain insight, control, and the ability to make deliberate choices that lead to growth, stability, and the realization of your dreams. Managing debt carefully is one of the most important skills a person can develop on the journey to financial freedom. Debt itself is not inherently bad. It is a tool, a resource that can be used to create opportunities, build wealth, or achieve goals faster than cash alone would allow. However, when debt is mismanaged, it becomes a silent thief, quietly draining your resources, limiting your options, and creating stress that undermines every area of life. Many people fall into the trap of accumulating debt without understanding its implications, often borrowing for wants rather than needs, or failing to account for the long-term cost of interest and fees. To manage debt carefully is to treat it with respect, to use it strategically, and to ensure that every borrowed dollar serves a clear, productive purpose. It is not about avoidance, it is about mastery. The first principle of managing debt carefully is awareness. You must understand exactly how much you owe, to whom, at what interest rates, and under what terms. Ignorance in this area can lead to overwhelming obligations, missed payments, and financial chaos. By tracking debt with the same rigor as income and expenses, you gain control over your obligations and can create a plan for repayment. Knowledge of your debt empowers you to make informed decisions about whether to take on new debt, how to prioritize repayment, and how to avoid falling into traps that compound your financial burden. Without awareness, debt grows silently and can quickly spiral out of control. Another key aspect of managing debt is distinguishing between productive and unproductive debt. Productive debt is money borrowed for investments that generate value, income, or growth. Examples include loans for education, a business opportunity, or real estate that appreciates over time. Unproductive debt, on the other hand, is borrowing for immediate gratification, luxury items, entertainment, or non-essential expenses. This type of debt does not create value, it only creates obligations that consume resources without building wealth. Wise financial management involves taking on debt only when it serves a strategic purpose, ensuring that every obligation contributes to your long-term vision rather than undermining it. Discipline is also central to managing debt carefully. Many individuals underestimate the importance of repayment schedules, interest rates, and compounding costs. A disciplined approach involves creating a clear repayment plan, sticking to it consistently, and avoiding the temptation to postpone or ignore obligations. Discipline prevents debt from escalating and teaches responsibility, patience, and foresight. It also encourages habits such as budgeting, monitoring spending, and prioritizing financial decisions in alignment with long-term goals. Those who manage debt effectively understand that every dollar allocated toward repayment today prevents exponential costs tomorrow. Managing debt carefully also requires planning for contingencies. Life is unpredictable, and emergencies or unexpected expenses can disrupt even the most carefully constructed financial plan. By building a buffer, maintaining a savings cushion, or securing insurance, you protect yourself from situations that might force you to take on additional, high-interest debt. Preparation reduces vulnerability, mitigates risk, and ensures that debt remains a strategic tool rather than a destructive burden. Finally, managing debt carefully fosters freedom and peace of mind. When debt is controlled, you gain flexibility, confidence, and the ability to make choices based on opportunity rather than necessity. You are no longer a slave to financial obligations, but a master of your resources. Proper debt management allows you to leverage borrowed capital for growth while protecting your present and future. It strengthens character, promotes discipline, and builds the foundation for wealth creation, financial stability, and long-term security. Preparing for emergencies is one of the most crucial aspects of financial responsibility and personal stability, yet it is often neglected until it is too late. Life is unpredictable, and circumstances beyond our control, illness, job loss, accidents, natural disasters, or unexpected expenses, can strike at any moment. Without preparation, these events can derail your plans, drain your resources, and plunge you into financial and emotional turmoil. Preparing for emergencies is not about fear or pessimism. It is about foresight, prudence, and building a safety net that ensures continuity, security, and resilience in the face of uncertainty. It is the difference between reacting with panic and responding with confidence. When life throws challenges your way, the first step in preparing for emergencies is recognizing that they are inevitable. Many people live as if life will always follow a predictable path, assuming that financial stability and health will continue indefinitely. This mindset leaves them vulnerable when unexpected events occur. By acknowledging the reality that emergencies can and do happen, you cultivate a proactive attitude that prioritizes planning and preparation. This awareness motivates action rather than excuses, transforming fear into strategy and uncertainty into control. A fundamental element of preparation is building a financial safety net. This typically involves creating an emergency fund, money set aside specifically to cover unforeseen expenses without disrupting your daily life or long-term plans. Ideally, an emergency fund should cover 3 to 6 months of living expenses, providing a buffer that allows you to navigate crisis without resorting to high-interest loans, credit cards, or other forms of debt that can compound problems. Having this fund in place offers peace of mind, reduces stress, and ensures that emergencies do not derail your progress toward financial goals. Beyond a financial cushion, preparing for emergencies also involves risk management and insurance. Life, health, disability, property, and other types of insurance serve as protective tools, transferring potential losses from you to institutions designed to absorb them. Insurance is not a cost, but an investment in security. It ensures that when unexpected events occur, you are not left bearing the full burden alone. Many individuals neglect this aspect, viewing insurance as optional, but it is a critical component of a comprehensive emergency preparedness strategy. Proper coverage allows you to focus on recovery and rebuilding, rather than worrying about financial devastation. Preparation also includes planning for contingencies in non-financial ways. Developing skills, maintaining strong networks, and having access to resources can make a significant difference during emergencies. For instance, knowing basic first aid, maintaining professional connections, or having alternative income streams can reduce vulnerability when life takes an unexpected turn. Preparation is holistic. It is not only about money, but about ensuring that you are equipped to respond effectively to any crisis, minimizing impact and accelerating recovery. Another critical aspect of preparing for emergencies is cultivating discipline and consistency. It is easy to postpone saving or neglect planning because emergencies feel distant or unlikely. However, consistent action, setting aside a portion of income regularly, reviewing insurance policies, and updating contingency plans creates resilience over time. This habit ensures that when a crisis arises, you are not scrambling or forced into reactive decisions that may harm your financial and personal stability. Discipline transforms preparation from a theoretical idea into a practical reality that protects your life and resources. Ultimately, preparing for emergencies is about control, empowerment, and foresight. It allows you to face uncertainty with confidence, knowing that you have the resources, plans, and mindset to navigate challenges effectively. It strengthens resilience, reduces stress, and provides the freedom to pursue long-term goals without fear. Those who prepare for emergencies are not only safeguarding their financial future, but also creating a foundation of stability, security, and peace of mind that empowers them to thrive, even in the face of life's inevitable unpredictability.